Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Hi, folks. Welcome back. From the post-millennial, Libs of Tik Tok's popularity skyrockets. After Washington Post's failed dox and smear campaign, they may have exposed her, but they'll never stop her. Long live at Libs of Tik Tok. Now, it's a woman that runs, that's not her. She runs Libs of Tik Tok. Those of you, please check out their YouTube channel. Plus, if you have a Twitter account, they also have a Twitter account, and that is skyrocketing after what they try to do to her. Let's read out and I'll explain to you what happened. In the wake of the Washington Post, Taylor Lorenz, now that's the reporter, and I use that term loosely, journalist, doxing the creator of Libs of Tik Tok Twitter account in a hit piece. Supporters of the account's work have rallied around her in protest of this attack by establishment media forces. Well, I didn't expose her personal information. I didn't dox her, she said. But you're going to see there's an ironic twist to concern this young lady that works for the Washington Post. I only just put a link that shows what her business and her personal address says. I never did that. Yeah, she put the link in her article. So that means if you click the link and go the extra few seconds, you can get the information and dox the person. That gives you the info to where this person lives. And she actually showed up at a relative's house, the reporter from the Washington Post, of the creator and owner of Libs of Tik Tok. Some have even taken to replacing their Twitter names and profile pictures with Libs of Tik Tok branding. But ultimately, the organized protest has advocates spreading the message that the account deserves to hit 1 million followers milestone, and they should. Within 5 minutes of watching real-time graph on Social Blade at Libs of Tik Tok gained roughly 1,000 subscribers. And you see from Jack Posobiec and Candace Owens. Follow Libs of Tik Tok. Take your stand. Bring the news you won't see anywhere else. All videos belong to respective owners. This is their Twitter homepage. And they're just showing TikTok videos of very far left progressive people. I'm not going to try to get this taken down by YouTube, exposing how nuts their agenda and ideology really is. And as we all know, TikTok is extremely popular among young people. So having Libs of Tik Tok on there is pushing a message that these progressives, you should hear. I've done some videos on them myself. I mean, a lot of them are just, I'm sorry, they're just whack jobs. I wish them all well in life, I really do, but they got some seriously mental issues. But that's not the point. The point is they're influencing millions and millions of young people on TikTok and other social media platforms. And all Libs of TikTok does is expose them for what they believe in and what they do. Get her to 1 million followers. On Tuesday, at Libs of TikTok responded to Lorenz's reporting. Lorenz is the reporter for the Washington Post. She highlighted how Lorenz reached out to other social media accounts with threats that they'd be implicated as starting a hate campaign against LGBTQ people if said resources didn't reply to her. There's people that might know the owner Libs of TikTok. We're going to go after you unless you reply to my request for this story. The claim made by Lorenz online was that Libs of TikTok was responsible for so-called anti-LGBTQ plus sentiment and fueling the right-wing media's outrage machine. The right-wing media's outrage machine is just normal, everyday, common-sense people that see crazy batshit stuff and call it crazy batshit stuff, period. That's basically the right-wing media's outrage. The crush of Lorenz's write-up boils down to the claim that Libs of TikTok is in the wrong for posting videos onto Twitter taken from the TikTok platform. They're just showing what these people say and believe and how they're indoctrinating kids. Many of these Libs of TikTok videos are preschool, elementary school teachers. And this, I love this, Dr. Matt Walsh, Women's Studies Scholar. That's Matt Walsh from the Daily Wire. Women's Studies Scholar. I mean, what a troll this guy is. I love it. Libs of TikTok repost content from TikTok. This is important work because that's the site millions of kids use. The left is mad at her because they don't want us to know what our kids are being exposed to. You're not supposed to see that stuff. Only our kids are. And that is exactly what's going on. Ding, 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 ding. Matt, you win a prize. You win a prize. Good for you. In fact, while I'm here, I'm going to retweet this. Yep, he's exactly right. That's their problem. They want to know what our kids are being exposed to. Only the kids are. Like, don't tell your parents. And people like Libs of TikTok are pushing back and showing them how crazy the ideology is and how many of them have some serious mental issues. In response to people's reactions on Tuesday, Lorenz wrote of the harm of covering Libs of TikTok, despite the fact that the account's owner had to flee her home because of the post story. Lorenz was documented showing up to houses of Libs of TikTok relatives, and there's a picture where she's knocking on the door while she's goofing around on their phone. The noted irony being how Taylor cried during an NBC interview about how the likes of Tucker Carlson and Glenn Greenwald. Glenn Greenwald, by the way, those you don't know, he's a lefty, but he's an old school lefty and he's a real journalist and reports the truth. This is the same woman who showed up at a private citizen's home to harass them over Libs of TikTok, an anonymous Twitter account, but I hope her severe PTSD is getting better. And then I'm not even going to play the video. I've seen it. How, oh gosh, it says that she has severe PTSD from mean tweets directed at her. It's horrifying, she says before breaking down in tears. It's amazing to me. And then she turns around less than 2 weeks later and does it to somebody else. These people suck so bad. The Babylon Bee CEO Seth Dillon described what Lorenz did not as journalism, it's pure intimidation. Of course it is. They're threatened by her effectiveness. And that's why they're shadow banning. Now, I'm only a small channel, but there's hundreds of other channels, thousands even, who have been shadow banned because they're effective in changing hearts and minds, exposing the ideology of these nut bars. Threatened by her effectiveness, so they hope to silence her by making her too afraid to continue. They want to raise the cost of doing her work so high that she has no choice but to quit. And it went on to Seth Dillon at Babylon Bee is basically going to offer her a job. He's also announced that it'd be impossible to cancel TikTok because she has job security with his company for the foreseeable future no matter what. The support of Libs of TikTok continues online into Tuesday evening. Yep. This is a post. Washington Post wants to destroy Libs of TikTok because she is totally independent and has more influence than 95% than the rest of the journalists. It's amazing. They use dupes like Taylor Lorenz, who is entirely dependent on her employer's prestige and willing to degrade herself to maintain it. FYI, for those of you who don't know, the Washington Post is owned by Jeff Bezos. He considers it one of his most crowning personal achievements. It's interesting how Washington Post cares more about a private citizen that Libs of TikTok who reposts, exposes groomer TikToks rather than the groomer TikToks themselves. Good times. I like Sydney. Anybody can go on Sydney Watson. I follow her YouTube channel. She's really cool. Jeremy at the Quartering. The official Libs of TikTok has now surpassed 700,000 followers. It has gained nearly 7,000 today alone. Thank you, 49-year-old Taylor Lorenz. That's the reporter I tried to expose. And there's several others on here. Now it's over 700,000 and growing. It's great. It's awesome. Oh, she cried. How horrible it was. That's her on the right, by the way. How horrible. She has PTSD from mean tweets directed at her. Think about that for a minute. Severe PTSD from mean tweets directed at her. These are the people, she's one of thousands, that are involved in this culture war. And they are fragile little twerps, narcissistic monsters that just all they care about is just destroying people's lives and pushing their ideology, and anybody that goes against them is evil. I had that happen in my business here in upstate New York. I had a small convenience store in a low-income area. And I was there for over 20 years, 22 years, to be honest with you. And when I started out as a Democrat on city council here in upstate New York in the early 2000s, I saw the Democrats were going. And I publicly said what they're doing in the local media, as well as to many customers that came into my store. Down the street is a local Citizen Action of New York. There's a progressive organization here. And lucky me, they're about a half a block from my store. And slowly over time, they just slowly destroyed my business. Saying horrific things about me. Racist. I mean, a lot worse. And over time, my customer base became smaller and smaller. And I eventually had to sell out last year, last spring, last March. Would I do the same thing over again? You bet your ass I would. They love destroying people that can't control, and they love destroying people that disagree with them. This is all about power and control, folks. Make no mistake. And now, all of a sudden, this journalist in the Washington Post is the victim. People suck so bad. They're all going to crash and burn. And no one will be happier when that happens than I. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.